ready on Block State Highway 16 southbound, Grand Race River, Richmond, Sedan, on Margaret, going north on the southbound side. Go to turn south.
Your incident has been updated.
San Antonio 911, this is Liliana. Do you need police, fire, EMS?
Probably the police. I'm over here at apartments at Stone Oak, right by the golf course. I'm fixing to shoot myself. And they better be careful. I have high-powered rifles and everything. If they come at me, I'm coming at them.
This now is going to be the same room now on P car 154.
San Antonio 911, do you need police or an ambulance?
I need the police. Emergency, hurry. My son has my gun and he's outside. He's shooting.
Thank you, monitoring the shooting squad that we got in. Yeah, what's your apartment?
Your vehicle's facing that building. Is that the building in question, or is it one directly to your left?
Should we stay? We need to get her out of here.
No, directly ahead and to the left is your partner on the bottom.
I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
Okay, copy.
I'm hit!
James, where are you at? Ferguson, where are you at? We're at the building in front of his. We're by the southern corner.
Eagle, he is in the back of that building pointing the gun at me. He's in the back.
Here.
You got a couple hits.
The additional officers or the FP?
Eagle, I think we might have more officers hit. They took rounds and there were shots fired again.
Rescue, I need to know if officers are down or not. As soon as you come in, it's going to be towards building 10. He's shooting outside the window. We got 2 officers shot. We need that armor in front of that window.
Obstruction. I got it moving backwards. I'm hit! I'm hit!
Just before 8 p.m., officers were dispatched to the 18,700 block of Stone Oak Parkway for a suicide in progress call. During the 911 call, the male caller made statements indicating that he was suicidal. He also informed the call taker that he had firearms and threatened to harm any officer who approached him.
San Antonio 911, this is Liliana. Do you need police, fire, EMS?
Probably the police. I'm over here at apartments at Stone Oak, right by the golf course. I'm fixing to shoot myself. And they better be careful. I have high-powered rifles and everything. If they come at me, I'm coming at them.
As officers were coordinating their response at a nearby parking lot, a second call came out at the location.
San Antonio 911, do you need police or an ambulance?
I need the police. Emergency, hurry. My son has my gun and he's outside. He's shooting.
This time, it was for a shooting in progress called in by the suspect's family member who was at the location. Multiple calls were also made to 911 about the shooting at the location. Officers immediately made the location of the shooting. Just before 8:30 p.m., as officers approached the breezeway, the suspect fired shots at them. One officer yelled out that he had been struck by gunfire. This officer was transported by another officer in a marked patrol vehicle to a nearby hospital.
I'm hit!
Eagle helicopter monitored the scene from above the suspect's apartment building and informed arriving officers that the suspect was hiding behind a truck near the building preparing to ambush.
Ferguson, where are you at? We're at the building in front of his.
The suspect pointed a firearm multiple times at Eagle.
Eagle, he is in the back of that building pointing the gun at me. He's in the back.
The suspect then took cover under a truck. Just after 9 p.m., officers on the ground were developing a plan to take the suspect into custody when the suspect suddenly came out from under the truck, pointed the firearm multiple times at Eagle, and ran back into the apartment. Once inside the apartment, the suspect began shooting out of a window towards the officers, striking additional patrol officers. At least one officer returned fire at the suspect. Multiple injured officers were transported to local hospitals either by EMS or by other police officers. A perimeter was set up around the apartment until SWAT arrived at the scene.
As soon as you come in, it's going to be towards building 10. He's shooting outside the window. We got 2 officers shot. We need that armor in front of that window.
Here is another view from an officer's body-worn camera of when the second group of officers were shot by the suspect.
Obstruction. I started moving backwards.
As SWAT officers arrived at the scene, the suspect opened fire at them from inside the apartment. No SWAT officers were injured during the gunfire exchange. SWAT officers inside armored vehicles attempted different tactics to contact the suspect for peaceful resolution. After several hours of negotiation and various unsuccessful techniques, SWAT officers in elevated positions inside and outside of armored vehicles fired shots, striking the suspect. Throughout this incident, the suspect continued to fire at officers from inside his apartment. Because of the tactical positioning during the encounter, the SWAT body-worn cameras did not capture the moment when the suspect was shot. These are some of the firearms recovered at the scene that the suspect is believed to have used to shoot at officers. The suspect, identified as 46-year-old Brandon Poulos, was pronounced deceased at the scene. During the initial investigation, it was determined that Poulos had a self-inflicted superficial laceration across his neck. A total of 7 officers sustained non-life-threatening injuries. No bystanders were injured during this incident. As of today, all 7 officers have been released from the hospital and are expected to fully recover.